What if I told you that on an island far away, giant crabs hold the key that could lead to Amelia Earhart's disappearance? Hi, this is Clay and I talk about cannibals, cult, and the occult. Please consider subscribing and leave a like to support this channel. Thank you. Amelia Earhart was born on July 24 of 1898 in Atchison, Kansas. She went to Columbia University and Harvard Summer School. Amelia was a pioneer, crossing the Atlantic Ocean alone in 1932, breaking a new world record, 13 hours and 30 minutes. And in 1935, she became the first woman to ever cross the Pacific Ocean. Later that year, Amelia was so motivated that she broke another record by flying from Mexico City to New York in less than 14 hours. By now, everybody knew her and were very interested in what she had planned to do next, and that was flying around the world. So in June of 1937, she hopped on the Electra alongside Frederik J Noonan. The starting point and hopefully the ending was Florida. At around 7 p.m. on July 2nd, they sent a message to the U.S. Coast Guard. The plane was low on fuel. Their last contact was an hour later when they gave their coordinates. The signal disappeared between Papua New Guinea and Howland Island. Amelia and Fred vanished. Nobody knew anything from them again. I guess until now? There are many theories about the disappearance. Let's look at some of those. When they sent the last message to the U.S. Coast Guard, the Japanese intercepted the signal, assuming Amelia and Fred were spies. And while the duo tried to find Howland Island, they landed in the Marshall Islands instead. Japanese forces captured them and took them hostage to the island of Saipan. There are two theories within this theory. Either they were killed or they were forced to go back to their country but with new identities. Well, just Amelia. Poor Fred did not survive any of the scenarios. Amelia became Irene Crackmile, who later married and died in New Jersey in 1982. But this theory was refuted by flying experts. According to them, and knowing that the plane was low on fuel, there was no way they could reach the Marshall Island. The last time the duo sent out an alert was near Howland, which is 4.5 hours from Marshall. They had to float for a long time. The plane ran out of gas and crashed into the Pacific Ocean near Howland Island, killing Amelia and Fred. The simplest explanation is the most probable, but not necessarily the true one. For several years, there were expeditions to find the remainings of the Electra and its two passengers. Experts narrowed down the area where they possibly crashed and began searching. Even using radars and robots, they couldn't find any wrecks or pieces of aircraft that matches the Electra. There is concrete evidence for this. Amelia thought she was near Howland Island but couldn't find it, landing on Nikumaroro Island instead. In 1937, a group of British officials were exploring the site when they noticed a makeshift camp next to two shoes, one small, possibly a woman's, and the other larger, possibly a man's. Also, there were animal carcasses around the campfire as if a human had been there. They returned in 1938 where they found aircraft parts such as gears and a navigation device, and in 1940 a breakthrough was finding bones buried around the camp. Big bones, human bones. In 1989 they found more bones and some old-looking bottles, along with some buttons, a mirror, a map, and other items. At first, scientists thought that the 13 bones they found were from a man, but after some more investigations, they determined that the bones could perhaps be from a woman. The theory is that they crashed on Nikumaroro Island where they were castaways. They tried to survive but were trapped on the island, dying, and possibly their bones were buried by good old nature. But there is a missing piece to this puzzle. Before we finish, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. These are called coconut crabs because they can easily open a coconut with their gigantic claws. They are large animals measuring approximately more than 3 feet and weight more than 9 pounds. They can easily find food using their keen sense of smell. Ironically, these crabs don't just eat coconuts, it's not even their main food source. Coconut crabs can eat other fruits, nuts, and even the heart of some fallen trees. They also eat dead animals, including those of their own kind. They can climb trees to eat birds or escape older crabs that want to cannibalize them. So they pretty much eat anything. During the day, the crabs hide in the treetops or in their underground nests, and that is because of the extreme heat on the island. But at night, they all go out to look for food. They live on the islands of the Indian Ocean and part of the Pacific, including Nikumaroro. Here's the theory. The plane ran out of fuel and crashed near the island. Fred possibly died on impact. Amelia, on the other hand, managed to reach the shore. According to the evidence, there was a makeshift camp and animal carcasses around it. Amelia had to be injured, possibly bleeding. Again, two theories. She didn't make it and the crabs ate her body, or she survived the day, but when the night came, so did the crabs. Do you remember that researchers found 13 bones thinking they were from a man but then changed their minds? Where are the rest of the 206 bones then? There was an experiment done on the island. The scientists brought back a dead pig and filmed how the crabs devour it in about 2 weeks. The investigators watched as some crabs carried bones to their underground nests 60 feet from the body. This makes us think that a large part of Amelia's bones were possibly buried by coconut crabs and her remains may be scattered around the island. What do you think? Leave me a comment with your conspiracies and theories on this case. The most logical explanation would have been that the plane crashed with no survivors, right? The search continues, but with each passing day, the coconut crab theory grows stronger, which is insane to think about it. But life is crazy and some parts of nature are clearly a mystery. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and check out these other ones over here. You may like them. I'll see you guys later. Stay safe.